you of the Crown, or are you of the O'Neill? In times such as like this, it is important to know which side you are on. Although seeing that you have made it this far without a warning being raised, I may assume that you are of the O'Neill, and so you are most welcome here to Tullaghoge, Hill of the Young Warrior. Now, my name is Sarah O'Neill, and I am wife to one of the lesser O'Neills, and I trust that you are here as I say, in good faith and peace. Well, if you are here for tidings or good news, then I am afraid you are too late, for the celebrations took place 3 days ago. The celebrations were for the inauguration of Hugh O'Neill as the O'Neill, leader of the clan and claimant of the kingship. Now, the only people you will find here are me, the birds and the beasts, and the guardians of this place. You see, many people believe the Tullaghoge fort was not built by human hands, but was built by those of a much darker age. The only traces you will find of those people now are flints which come up through the ground, fashioned into the shape of tools or weapons, and the bones of long-dead beasts. The O'Neills, though, they have known this place for nearly 700 years, and in the beginning, it was a place where they would have a royal court and a place to stake a claim to the kingship. For you see, back then, this place being so close to Loch Ness, with the fish and the fowl there, and with the animals in the forest up here, a good living could be had. Now, of course, the O'Neills are not here. Nearly 3 centuries ago, they moved their power, their royal court, to Dungannon, and that is where the first O'Neill castle was built. Although what Donald O'Neill built then is nothing compared to the fine strong holding that Hugh O'Neill has there now. Dungannon itself is 7 miles from Tullaghoge as the crow flies, but it is 7 miles and a world of difference. Now here at Tullaghoge, it has never been a place of battle, but it has been a royal court, a place of ritual, a place of ceremony. Tullaghoge, you see, you may tell that it is not built for battle by the earthworks which are inside it. There are 2 great round earthworks, and there is a slat ditch between them. The ditch is not a defensive wall, it is just marking out a boundary, and the earthworks are broken only by an entrance. Now, the other way that you may tell it is not built for battle, although it is built for safety, is the fact that it is a hill fort. You see, as you come up the hill towards it, it is a natural watchtower. Soldiers may stand on the outer ring and look out and see all who may approach. And because it is a rising fort, as you rise up towards it, you will find that there are many soldiers lying in wait in the long grass, watching as you come and marking your progress by the cries of the animals. And you see, that is what took place here 3 nights ago. On hearing of the true death of Tullaghoge O'Neill, Hugh O'Neill rode here at breakneck speed in order that he might claim the kingship. Now, when he came here, he was inaugurated as the O'Neill. Now, the O'Neill is another title to add to being the Earl of Tyrone and the Baron of Dungannon. Those were names given to him by Elizabeth Tudor in a time of friendship. The O'Neill title is something far different, something far older. Now, when I say to you the true death of Tullaghoge O'Neill, you see, 12 years ago, Hugh O'Neill also rode here to claim the kingship, having heard wrongly of Tullaghoge's death. You see, it turned out Tullaghoge had not died. He had just drunk far too much ale and could not be woken for 2 days, which was awkward, as you may imagine. But the ceremony, when it took place here 3 days ago, it was beautiful. The sun came out from behind the clouds as if God himself was giving his blessing. Now, the ceremony, it begins inside the fort itself, at the base of the Beaghmore, and that is the oldest tree here at Tullaghoge. Now, the tree itself, it is an ancient tree, and it is sacred, so it is watched over by one of the guardians of the O'Hagan family. The tree, the fort, and Loch Ness, the Stone of Kings, they are all watched over by the O'Hagans, the guardians who live just beyond the rise. Now, the O'Hagans, they take part in the ceremony, as do the O'Cahans, who are the underkings to the O'Neills. That means that they are the highest underkings. If the O'Neill is too ill or too weak or too young to rule, then the O'Cahans will step in until such time as a new O'Neill king can be found. Now, the ceremony itself, it begins with a holy service, attended by all of the nobles, the clan, even the lesser O'Neills like myself. And it begins at Loch Ness, the sacred stone. This stone was blessed by St. Patrick himself and is now part of a great stone throne on which the O'Neills are crowned. Follow me and I will show you. So this is Lachnarie, where the O'Neills will come to be crowned. Now when the O'Neill comes here, he will be seated, and the first thing that happens is he will swear to rule by Brehon laws. Now the Brehon laws are the ancient laws of this land and must be abided by. The second thing that will happen is he will once again swear that if he becomes too old or too feeble to rule, someone else will step up in his place and he will give away his throne gladly. Now after that, the O'Cahan will stand behind the O'Neill and he will hold a golden sandal over the head of the O'Neill. This is to show that the O'Neill and the O'Cahan will follow on in their ancestors' footsteps. After that, the golden sandal is passed to the O'Hagan, who will be kneeling at the foot of the O'Neill. That shows that the O'Hagan is loyal and has the guardianship of the O'Neills, the fort, and everything else which comes with that. Then, the O'Neill is handed a rod of kingship, cut from the oldest tree in the fort, and that is the only time that wood may be taken from that tree. St. Patrick's bell is then rung to show that there is a new O'Neill. And then, as I say, there is a feast, which meant wine and dancing and music. The O'Neill stayed for the feast, but then he rode quickly on his way. For you see, when a man is at odds with the crown, he cannot stay too long in one place for fear of betrayal. And that is why now you will only find myself, the guardians, and the animals of this place. Now, when I say the guardians, I am not just talking about the O'Hagans. As I said to you before, many people believe that the fort was not built by human hands. The name Tullaghoge, Hill of the Young Warriors, that can also not just mean the young men and women who used to come to this place in ancient times to show off their strength and skill on feast days. It can also mean the people from the land of eternal youth, and by that I mean the fairies. And a fairy-built place, a fairy fort or something such as that, can be a very dangerous place. If while you were here at Tullaghoge, make sure you do not go around those earthworks Widdershins. Now Widdershins means to go the wrong way around the clock face, and to do that 3 times in an ancient place like that means that the fairies may take you and you will never be seen again. There are some people who would say that in a time of war there are far worse things than fairies, but myself, I know what I believe in. Now while you are here at the fort, you are free to walk around, but remember, respect the fort and remember the family who have ruled here for nearly 1,000 years and will rule for nearly 1,000 more. So I will bid you good day and I will send you on your way.